When we made the decision to leave Europe and move to Curacao, something interesting happened. Almost every friend we told had the same reaction. Curacao? Really? Isn't that where that woman disappeared? Around that same time, the documentary about Amy Lynn Bradley had started trending again. And suddenly, one tragic mystery from 1998 was shaping how people saw an entire island. A place known for turquoise water, warm people, and colorful streets was being remembered for a disappearance nobody has ever fully explained. That stayed with me, because after moving here, what I found felt very different from the image many people had in their minds. So today, I wanted to explore that. Not just Amy Bradley's story, but how one unsolved mystery influenced the way outsiders see Curaçao, and what this island actually feels like when you live here. Standing here today, Curaçao feels calm, safe, organized. Cruise tourism is constant. Families walk here late in the evening. The city feels alive. And like many islands in the Caribbean, Curaçao today feels very different from what people may imagine online. But Amy Bradley's disappearance happened in a different time. Back in March of 1998, Amy Lynn Bradley was 23 years old. She was traveling with her family aboard Royal Caribbean's Rhapsody of the Seas during a Caribbean cruise. That morning, the ship had arrived here in Curaçao. Just before sunrise, Amy was last seen near her cabin balcony. By daylight, she was gone. No confirmed evidence, no clear witnesses, no definitive answer. And that uncertainty is exactly why this story never disappeared. Over the years, people claim they may have seen Amy in different places. Some reports pointed to Willemstad. Others mentioned tourist areas around the island. Even places along Curaçao's western coastline became part of conversations over time. Quiet beaches, beautiful views, places that today feel peaceful and far removed from the darker theories people often associate with this case. But none of those sightings were officially confirmed, and that matters, because the difference between a proven fact and a theory repeated online for years can completely shape how people see a place. In Amy's case, stories spread fast. Possible sightings, witness reports, speculation, online theories. Some became headlines. Some became documentaries. Some became internet myths repeated so often they started feeling like facts. And after more than 25 years, Amy was never officially found. Her case remains open. Even today, the FBI continues asking for information and offering a reward for credible leads. And after the recent documentary brought the case back into the spotlight again, public attention grew all over the world. But despite decades of interviews, investigations, and reported sightings, there is still no confirmed answer. And maybe that's exactly why this story became so powerful. Because when there is no ending, people often create one themselves. And once enough people repeat the same theory, it can begin to feel like reality.
Amy Bradley's story also became part of a bigger image many outsiders have about the Caribbean. And she wasn't the only disappearance people remember. Years later, Natalie Holloway in Aruba became another international headline. More recently, stories from the Dominican Republic reached millions online. Different islands, different circumstances, no proven connection. But from far away, those stories can start blending together. A mystery in one place becomes fear about another. An unanswered question becomes a wider image. and sometimes that image stays for decades. That's what surprised me most after moving here, because headlines can feel bigger from a distance, but real life feels different.
Living in Curacao feels different. You stop seeing headlines and start seeing real people. Families walking in the evening, kids riding bikes, neighbors saying hello, tourists enjoying the beaches, cruise ships arriving every day. A normal island, a warm island, a peaceful island. And yes, like anywhere in the world, Curaçao has history. It has mysteries. It has stories people still talk about. But one unresolved tragedy does not define an entire island. Amy Bradley's disappearance remains heartbreaking, and for her family, the questions never truly ended. That deserves respect. But Curaçao is more than one mystery, more than one documentary, more than one headline. For us, moving here revealed something else entirely. A welcoming community, a peaceful island, a beautiful island full of real life. And maybe that's the reminder behind stories like this. Sometimes the world remembers a mystery and forgets everything else. But the truth is, Amy's story is still not over. The FBI continues to investigate. A reward of up to $100,000 remains active for credible information leading to Amy Bradley's recovery or helping identify anyone responsible for her disappearance. And after renewed international attention in the past year, investigators reportedly received hundreds of new tips, including several leads described publicly as significant. So if you know something, if you were here in Curaçao in March of 1998, if you remember anything, or if any detail in this story feels familiar, please contact the FBI directly. Because after all these years, one real answer could still change everything. For Amy, for her family, and for everyone still hoping this story will finally have an ending. And maybe that's the reminder behind stories like this. Sometimes, the world remembers a mystery, but living somewhere helps you see the full picture. And here in Curaçao, that picture feels very different from the one many people imagine from far away.